Saludos everybody, welcome back to Decent Shirt, where we play cards while we wear decent shirts. And for today's video we have more Daybreak to open. That's right, today's video is going to be all about opening Chronodile starter deck. So let's get on to the video. Alright, so let's get down to opening. I have to be very careful so that I don't dock myself while I'm opening these packs. Make sure that it doesn't show that side. Alright, the dangerous part is out, and now on to the fun part. Okay, we do have our two promos, right? We do have our Pharogeist promo and as well our Elestrals, well, not the Elestrals, what am I talking about? The Tournament Pack, Series 1 Booster Pack, which I'm excited to open at the end of the video. And lastly, we do have our three amazing Chronodile starter decks. Hey guys, sorry to interrupt the video. I hope that you guys are enjoying it. I just wanted to remind you guys that if you are liking the video, please like the video, please subscribe, and heck, even answer the question of the day if you can. It really does make a huge difference if you guys like and subscribe. We finally hit our 50 subscriber mark, but we're trying to get to that 100 subscriber mark. So if you guys do that, we'll get 1 inch closer to that goal. Well, let's just get it back to the video. Hope you enjoy. So let's see. Very pretty. I'm really happy about the packaging for these. Really excited to open these. Let's get on to let's open these packs, starting with this first one. So, oh my god, these packagings, I'm always supposed to out of the park with this wrapping, but it also is the bane of every Elestrals content creator's existence, because it's so hard to open. I mean, that's a good thing in most cases. Alright, it is sealed as it should be. I do not have nails, so I'm gonna do the following. I'm gonna do the sacrilegious thing of using my scissor. Alright, so each starter deck, starting from Frostwell all the way to Daybreak and hopefully further on, it not only includes our starter deck with our hollow promo, well, not promo, but hollow mascot. We do have a rule book. We do have our 20-sided die, which is really pretty. I'm gonna be using this one a lot. And it also includes 3 booster packs. Jesus, I don't know what I've been doing today. I'm all over the place, but we're gonna be opening these at the end of the starter deck opening because I want to see if I get a stellar. What do you guys think? Do you think we can pull a stellar today? Maybe a reverse stellar? So let's see. Opening the pack. This structure deck is actually really good for many reasons, not only because it has a really solid boss monster in the form of Chronodile, which is really good. If you don't know what it does, it basically says that while you have 6 enchanted water or solar spirits, it is able to be immune to your opponent's card effects. So your gorgeous cases won't work, your earthquakes won't work, your resting on your laurels, nah. So not only that, it also has an effect that you can disenchant water from Chronodile once per turn, and if you do, you can target and destroy a card. So you have removal and you have protection. Great things to have on a boss monster like Chronodile. And we can already see that we did not pull our stellar, but that is okay. The deck does bring with 3 sundials. Sundials are basically the baby of this deck. It allows you to expend 1 solar, and if you do, you can enchant a water to your field. And usually you're going to do that to enchant to Sundial, because it says that during your end phase you can special ascend the Sundial to normal dial from your hand or deck if it is water enchanted. So in theory, you just want to use this effect to expend and then enchant it, and at the end of the phase you're going to end up having a 5 attack Elestral, which is not bad. We do have our normal dial, which I think is absolutely crazy and really solid in this deck, and I hope that moving forward we will have a stellar normal dial for this, because I can absolutely see this being so good. If you have seen the stellar sundial and the chronodile, then you know that it's, you know, well, at least I don't think we've seen chronodile. I think it's only been sundial now that I think about it, but the sundial is blue, so I think that it is only natural for the chronodile to end up being blue, since that's the way that it usually happens in most Elestrals. So sundial blue, normal dial being blue, I think that would look really nice. Maybe the blue shell would become gold. I don't know. I'm really excited to see that. And lastly, we do have the normal dial effect that it's really crazy. If you haven't seen my deck profile, I highly suggest that you do, because I do have a deck revolving around this effect. It says that you can expend 1 solar and 1 water in order to enchant 1 solar or water from your underworld to 1 card on the field. Usually you're going to do that to your normal dial, because after that you can special ascend to normal dial. And since you are basically ascending with 3 spirits already and then ascending to a 4th spirit, that means that you only need 2 spirits on the field for Chronodile to be immune. So that's pretty cool. We do have our double Plucky. Plucky is a new searcher for divine runes when it's normal cast, so really solid card, really good cards for not only solar but any other deck that perhaps likes to be a little bit more defensive and doesn't really want to be offensive with the Elo check every single turn. We do have 2 Foamies, which really solid card for any water deck, because it searches out for any other water Elestral and special cast it when it's destroying battle. We do have Tadpole, which is integral to the normal dial strategy that we talked about before. 2 Galaxies, which great solid card. It helps the deck be a little bit more aggressive and offensive. We do have 2 Ampharos, which is our draw power for this deck. 2 Dirtagua, which is a healing aspect for this deck. Instead of Solos, we get Dirtagua, which is really a much better card, because it every time that it receives a water spirit, it's gonna heal you too. And probably the standout card of this set, at least for water, is probably Eddie. Eddie is a 4 attack 1 defense Elestral, 1 drop that when you cast it, you can change the position of an Elestral. That's really solid. That's basically the effect on Sorlet, but on a cast. So that means you can't really use it multiple times, but normally that's all you need, 1 time. And since it's on cast and not normal cast, you can, in theory, cast Foamy. When they destroy Foamy, you can cast the Eddy, and the Eddy can change to the position of another attacking Elestral. So, again, really solid card, and I think it was something that Water was desperately needing for a while. It unfortunately does not have much synergy with the Galaxy, but it's still a very good card that does not need to rely on Galaxy compared to most of the other water cards. We do have a Curvus, which is another standout card for this, especially because it is the Ascension of Eddy. It says that you can disenchant 2 water spirits from your field in order to destroy a card. That's anywhere on your field. Doesn't have to be from Curvus, so that's really good. But not only that, if it destroys the card, it returns spirits from your underworld to your spirit deck up to the number of enchanting spirits that were on that card. So if you target it and destroy a face-up card like an Elestral or a Divine Rune, then you will be able to recover spirits. So you don't really go that minus if you really think about it. So really solid card, an excellent side boss monster, and it could even be its own deck. So if you're planning on doing Curvus, get 3 of these and you have your deck all settled up. We do have one final new water Elestral, which is Porcutide. If it is destroyed in battle, your opponent must expend 2, so it's a way to punish like super aggressive decks like Earth Beaters and such. We do have our staples, Nectar of Gods, Ambrosia is always very good to see. We do have Poseidon in this build instead of the Apollo because this is more of a water centric, as you can see, but still really good in this deck because you can in theory pass water spirits from Poseidon to Chronodile, and that way you can use Chronidile's effect more often. So that's really solid. We do have Trident, so that allows us to do the Trident lock. If Trident is in play while Poseidon is in play, your opponent is not able to cast counter runes. So again, another way of protecting. It's really solid. We do have 2 Atlantis, so that helps buff up both the defenses and the offenses of all of our water Elestrals. That's pretty solid. And another really good card that is printed in this structure deck is Rock and Hard Place. Rock and a Hard Place says that while it's casted, your opponent cannot chain counter runes. That's the first thing. When you know that they say that you can't chain counter runes in response, that already seems to be very crazy. And what it actually does is that it targets a rune and an Elestral on your opponent's field, and your opponent has to decide which of the two he wants to lose because you get to destroy one of them, but your opponent chooses. So really good card. It really gives you a lot more information than what it sounds because your opponent has to choose which has more value, the counter rune or the Elestral, and normally they're probably going to lose the counter rune or the rune if it's not really a way to respond. If not, the Elestral, and that means that you're free to attack directly and proc other counter runes. So again, really solid card. I love this. Not reprint, but I guess this print for this card makes this card really how do I say it? Accessible for players. We do have 1 Argo, which is another exciting copy that we got in this set that is from Daybreak. It basically says that when your opponent declares an attack, you can cast it, and if you do, you can search for any artifact rune in your deck and special cast it. Or not special cast it. It's not an Elestral, alright? But it does let you cast an artifact, so you can enchant it. In theory, you can enchant stuff like the Trident to create the Trident lock. It could, in theory, give you a Golden Fleece, so you are protected for that turn. Or in other areas, you have many more applications that you can think of. Perhaps even on a Poison Tunic, you can use Poison Tunic and empower one of your opponent's Elestrals when they declare an attack, and now their attack is lowered, therefore you get to destroy and they lose 2. So I think that helps you mitigate the fact that you're using 2 spirits for that 1 counter rune. We do have 2 Gorgon's Gases, which I'm sure that anybody that is playing the game is super excited of seeing 2 of the most important card in most decks. We do have a awesome reprint of Altar of Stars because Altar of Stars was previously only accessible through base set opening packs, but now we do have a way of getting it through this guaranteed structure deck. We also do get through the tournament packs, we now get it with a different art, but still really solid for players, especially in this deck where Altar of Stars is actually pretty decent. We do have 2 Tsunamis. Obviously this is a water deck, so it would be really weird if you didn't run the Tsunamis. And lastly, we do have our water spirits. I don't recall how many water spirits we have, but we do have a couple of lunar spirits and a couple of solar spirits. So that's pretty cool. That's the deck. Unfortunately, we didn't pull a stellar, but that's okay. Now that I did go over the deck, I don't think I have to go over it over and over. We can just focus on opening packs and seeing if we pull a stellar. So, let's see. Alright. Let's open these. Alright, so like I said in the last video, we did get to, how do I say, fix the pack opening trick, so we get to put the spirit in from the back to the front, and now we should have our rare at the end. So let's see, we got Calfmel, Pharogeist, Lucky, Handlins, Mutlet, Vulgaris, a Javelin, and a more Frostbat forms, and finally a Cryspore. Alright, Cryspore is actually pretty decent. It's like a walking earthquake, quite literally. because you can expend 2 Earth to this target an Elestral to suppress it and then destroy it. So in theory, you can use this card to stop things like, for example, cards that would normally be able to protect themselves against destruction effects. Well, prize board can actually defend you against this. Well, actually not defend you, actually destroy those, sorry. Alright, we do get an Owloon for this pack. We do have Boltuga, Barabib, Fun Guide, Rummikul, Humdust, Rock in a Hard Place, Chronodile, Leobrite, and our rare is a Rhinosect. Alright, Rhinosect is actually really solid of a card if you don't know what it does. It has synergy with Spine Nymph and Rhinosect and Rhinymph because it can be special cast from your hand if you have a card that is originally an Elestral but now is in your back row or in your room row. And if you do, you can special cast it. And not only that, you do have an effect that you can target and destroy an empowered Elestral. So if you have an Elestral that is empowered by an artifact, like say that your opponent is empowered by a Trident, or heck, you could even use your own things like Poison Tunic, then suddenly Rhinosect has something to say about it, because not only can you special cast it with something like a Spine Nymph or Spinosect, you also get to destroy an empowered Elestral. Alright, we do have here an Owloon. Alright, Calfmel, Corvishine, Plucky, Candolence, Mutlet. Those seems like basically the same pattern of cards that we opened in the last pack. We do have Humburst, Porcutide, and Anosel, really cool card. And ooh, look at that! My first Hollow Specteris. Specteris is actually a game changer for the game. Right, redundancy, but you know. Basically, Specteris gets +1 for each suppressed Elestral on the field. So that by itself is really strong, because with cards like Dense Fog now in the format, now you're able to get this Specteris raise its attack and actually be a big threat. But not only that, it also says that when this Specteris enters battle with an Elestral, you can suppress it. And basically, that's really strong. This effect actually allows you to override many things that you would normally not think of. For example, the very popular Crab deck, well, Specteris is now looking to make waves against that deck, because you're able to suppress their effects, and cards like their Molestation, the Earth Crab, you are able to suppress its effect, so it no longer has 6 attack, and you can beat over it because you do get the +1. So honestly, really happy about that pack. Oof. Alright, let's open our next deck. Have to use the power of the scissors, because the powers of the damn packaging is too strong for a mere mortal YouTuber like me. Alright, let's see, let's open here. Oh, I should probably use the other side. There we go. Don't do this at home, kids. I am a trained professional. Alright. We do have our deck and our 3 packs. Let's see what we pull out of this one. First off, the obligatory powers of the scissors. Alright. Okay, there we go. Better. Alright, can we pull a Reverse Stellar out of this pack? Nope, not a Reverse Stellar, but that's okay. We do have the rest of our deck, which is already very worth it. So with all those staples, I'm gonna be very happy to include them in my Elestrals decks. Now, let's open this new pack. Let's put the Spirit to the front. We have a Floramine this time. We have Mutlet, Boltuga, Barabid, Fun Guide, Rummikul, Soul Stalks, really cool, Pharogeist, Barabog, and our rare is a Bromolinx. Not gonna lie, I originally thought that this card wasn't really that strong. I thought it was kind of underwhelming, but I just got wrecked by Brulok. If you know about Brulok, he's like a very well-known competitor of Elestrals in tournaments and one of the people that play the most Elestrals ever in the server. Like you can see it in the logs. And I got absolutely wrecked by Bromolinx. So honestly, I am a believer of Bromolinx now. I didn't think it was that good, but I have changed my viewpoints on this, and I think it's absolutely crazy. Alright, so let's put our Spirit to the front. We have Illuminate for this one. We have Berataqua, Swarm, Rhynymph. This is my third Rhynymph, so I'm happy to open that. Now I have a playset to make an artifact deck. We have Temple of Sun, Guardian of the Fleece, Anocel, Pharogeist, Javelaukin, and our rare is a Cyclovenom. Alright, Cyclovenom is a new exciting card for Wind Nexus Burn, so that's actually pretty cool. Alright. And I pull another holo out of these packs. Let's see. Spirit to the front. Let's see. It's a Pyro. Nope, not a Pyro. It's a Illuminate. Alright. We got Barabit, Bond Guide, Romakol, Humbust, another Eddie. Nice to see. Pulsar, Bobo Apollo, First Light, and our rare is another Spectaris. Oh wow. Okay. Alright. So, same thing that I said to this one applies for this one. Really happy to see that. Now I have my second holo Spectaris. Honestly, I'm kind of happy to see it, but at the same time kind of lukewarm about it because I'll admit that I ordered 3 Spectaris holos from eBay the other day. Well, actually yesterday. It was yesterday that I ordered them. And it's like, oh no, I opened them. Oh well, I'm sure that two additional holo Spectaris. Alright, let's see, we got our 3 packs. Pull our Stellar this time. I mean, I would really love to pull a Stellar Sundial. I think it's absolutely beautiful. It reminds me so much of Totodile, and I love the design of Totodile. But I'm not gonna die if I don't open it. So let's see. It's no Stellar Sundial, but that's okay. All right. Again, just the idea of all the reprints that we got from that box, that in itself makes this deck worth it, even with the price increase of 25 that they did since possible. But honestly, you get really good value out of those structure decks, so I highly recommend that if you don't have any, that you should probably start with the structure decks. Alright, we got Scepter. I love the art for this card. We got Berataqua, Swarm, Rhynymph, Temple of the Sun, Guardian of the Fleece, Javelaukin, Morphos, and Pulsar, and one last, it's a Cyclovenom. Alright, second Cyclovenom. I think I already have my playset of Cyclovenom, so I don't need any more. Hopefully I can pull a Leobright. I'm actually, not Leobright, a Nebuleo. I'm actually looking to open more Nebuleos because I only have 2 right now, and I need it for a Decklist that I want to show you guys soon. We do have a Jotara, a Sundial, a Glimbat, really cool. Oh, there we go. There we go. Nebuleo, ask and you shall receive. Pigleam, Orchitide, Anocel, Pharogeist, and one last card. Can we pull something pretty? It's a Cryoblast. Well, it's not a pretty, but it's still a really strong card. Very underrated card if you ask me. People often forget and don't take into consideration how many Elestrals do have lower than 2 defense. Like even Spectaris has 2 defense, so you could in theory kill it with Cryoblast, so that's pretty cool. Alright, we got an Owloon, we got our Larva Cell. That's a new option for Thunder Nexus. If you want a Thunder Nexus, you either have Circle the Sky, Alter Stars, or Larva Cell. So I feel for you guys, but at the same time, I'm super happy that Sparkit is back. So we got Veritaqua, Toxie Swarm, Ryan Nymph, Temple of the Sun, Poison Tunic, Mudslide, Rock in a Hard Place, and our last card. Can it be a holo? And it is! It's a Bronto-Wisp. Alright. So 3 for 9. So 1 in third, you got a holo. That's pretty decent odds, I would say. And you always have the shot of opening something even better. If you don't know what Bronto-Wisp does, basically you can disenchant a fire from fungi in order to target and destroy a rune. So it's like a minion kind of deck where you have multiple fungi while Bronto-Wisp is in play. And you can disenchant from them to then have an additional effect, which in this case is to target and destroy a rune. But when you destroy a rune in battle, and when you destroy an Elestral in battle, you get to special cast fungi from your underworld. So you have nice recursion with that, you know. Alright, I would say those were pretty decent pack openings. 2 Specteris is never bad, gotta say. I'm really happy about pulling those. And we do have one final thing to do to open. Anybody that order over 50 USD in the pre-orders, and so you get a chance to open one of these packs, one of these cards. Well, actually, yeah, you have more options. It's not just these, but the one I'm really looking forward to is Cryoburn, Blacerus, and even Twindra. Those are the ones that I'm highly in the market for, and I'm searching for them. So hopefully I can pull one of them. So these packs include 3 cards, 2 common cards that are alternate arts of cards that are already in play. Like this one, like look at this Elestrals. This is actually my second Elestrals from tournament pack. So I don't quite think that I'm gonna be using this art, but if anyone's interested in this art, you let me know. We do have another Foamy, alright, so Foamy Elestrals. Let's see what we pull out of this pack, and it's another Sirocun! Again, this is the exact same pack that I opened with the other video. Okay. So we Elechic Foamy Sirocun. Alright. Not much to say about that. So this is actually the exact same pack that I opened for the Daybreak blister packs of video. That I don't think it has gone up just yet, but there we go. I think that's pretty cool. Not the stellar that I was looking for, but I'm sure that it will fetch some price. I'm sure that there are some Sirocun believers out there that are willing to get this stellar out of my hands. Alright, well guys, I gotta say this is a pretty cool, dope pack opening. I'm excited. No stellars. Well, okay, correction. We do have 1 stellar, but no serialized stellar or reverse stellar. However, I do think that the Specteris and all the new staples and old staples, I think, are worth the investment that I made, and I'm excited for what is in store for the future. Do look forward to my next video regarding the pack opening of the Pharogeist deck, and also to my box opening. I did order a booster box. It should be arriving today, so I should have that video out soon. Hopefully you guys will be here for that video and you will look forward to it. So alright guys, that will be all for today's video. I hope you enjoy, and I will see you next time. Decent Shirt signing out.